Now, over the 10 years of working in running retail, I definitely sold a lot of pairs of Brooks's very popular Ghost model. This neutral daily trainer was extremely popular amongst the runners, especially people new to running, because I think it was like a good friend, you know, it was safe, dependable, and it was that type of running shoe you could really depend on. However, I did find when those guys progressed in their running, a lot of them did move away from running in that shoe. And I think a lot of it is that the Ghost used to be quite a lot of shoe and maybe not the most exciting thing to run in. However, there has been a lot of good updates with the latest version, the Ghost 16, and it now features a lighter, softer DNA LOFT 3 nitrogen injected midsole. So let's dive into the video and find out how the new Ghost 16 performs on its first run. Welcome back, folks, and thanks for joining us for another First Impressions video. I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. Really hope you enjoyed our last video, the first episode from our epic Scotland trip where we went up, myself and Liga, to take on the amazing Ultra X 110 Scotland. We had a fantastic time away, so that first episode is up on the channel. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll leave a link in the description below in case you want to check it out. And we'll also have episode 2 up very soon, where we take the cameras along on the start of day 2 from the incredible Fort Augustus on the shores of the mighty Loch Ness all the way to the brilliant finish line. So keep your eyes peeled because episode 2 will be coming to the channel soon. Right, so let's find out a bit more information about the shoes in question. The first thing we got to talk about is price, because it's always good to see a new version get released by a running brand and it stays at the same price point. So the 16s retail here in the UK for £135, which is the same price as the Brooks Ghost 16. So great job, Brooks. As far as weight goes, my pair in a UK 9.5 tipped the scales at a reasonably light 281 grams. When it comes down to the heel offset, we've got that well-known 12mm heel offset of a Brooks Ghost, and you get a stack height of 35.5mm on the heel and 23.5mm under your forefoot. And the new version of this very popular neutral daily trainer should be available here in the UK by the 31st of May. As far as this new upper design goes, I've got to say it's very Brooks Ghost-like, so no major changes here. They've utilised this engineered air mesh in the construction, and that's to give you good levels of comfort, nice secure fit and good breathability. We've got a very well padded standard tongue in the upper, so no gusseted tongue here, and we've got a good level of structure from this very substantial heel cradle, and again good levels of padding around the ankle collar. Finishing up, a pretty standard looking lacing system, but we do get some overlays around those lace eyelets just for a bit of extra upper durability. It's in the midsole where we see the biggest changes, and it's actually this part of the shoe that I'm really excited to test out on today's run, because this nitrogen injected foam does feel a little bit lighter than before, and the Ghost feels a bit more balanced in hand, and if I push into it, it also feels a fair bit softer than previous midsoles on the Ghost. Obviously, the real test is going to come when I've got these on my feet and I'm running outside, but first impressions are that this midsole update could make quite a big difference to the overall performance of the shoe. Another thing I've also noticed is that this midsole seems to offer a bit more flex at the midfoot and in the toe, and it does feel nice and flexible, especially for a brand new running shoe straight out the box. And then finishing up, we've got a good amount of blown rubber in all those high wear areas, so this should make this outsole nice and durable, which is perfect for all those weekly training miles. So there you have it, folks, the new neutral daily from Brooks, the Ghost 16. I'm very happy to say we've been having some great sunny weather down here in the UK, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to continue for today's run. So I'm off to get changed, I'm going to grab the cameras, lace these up, and then we'll catch up with you guys on the Rose of Cornwall. so we got what we wanted. Another beautiful day here in Cornwall. Not quite the blue skies of the last few days, but a little bit of fluffy white cloud. There's a bit of a chilly breeze, but still great conditions to run in. Still in a short sleeve tee, so it's got to be good. Glad to say that my legs are coming back to life slowly after running Ultra X 110 Scotland and then getting out on that challenging section of coast path with Simon on his charity run. So did do quite a bit of mileage over a short amount of days, so it's taken a bit of time to get back into my running, nice and gradual. Lots of body recovery, rolling, massage. I've been to see Kate Skipper, my sports massage therapist, and the legs are feeling good. As far as the new Ghost goes, well, like Brooks shoes always have been for me, I would say it's true to size. So this UK 9.5 is fitting perfectly on length, and I've got good volume and good width in that toe box. Again, something that Brooks has become known for over the years. They also tend to offer several width options. So, you know, if you do have a bit of width to your foot, then when the shoe's released, I dare say they'll do a 2E, but they might even offer a 4E. So, like I said, if you do have a lot of volume and a lot of width to your foot shape, then Brooks is definitely a brand worth checking out. I've got to be honest, when I tried them on indoors just to check the sizing, there was a few things I wasn't sure about. It felt like there was quite a lot of shape internally in that instep, which again, Brooks tend to put in their shoes, but it felt like it wasn't quite lining up with my foot shape, and it felt quite low in the heel as well. But now I'm out running in it, that instep actually feels great. It feels like it's working well for my foot shape, giving me lots of support under my arch, and I've got really good hold in the heel. So it just proves you never can tell until you get a shoe on your feet and you get running in it how it's going to feel. But we're hoping to hit about 7.5, 8 miles tonight. We've done just under 4 already, so let's crack on, let's get this run done. We are heading for home, and we've ticked off 6 miles already, and body and the shoes are feeling good. So what I would say is it's been a long time since I've run in a Brooks Ghost. I think the last version I ran in was probably 10 or 11, so lots and lots of years ago, and the shoe really has come a long way since then. Really enjoying this new DNA LOFT 3 midsole setup. It's maybe not as soft and bouncy as I thought it was going to be, still very comfortable underfoot, but what I like is the fact that it's nitrogen injected makes that foam nice and light, and the Ghost feels really well balanced, and it's making them feel a lot more nimble and a lot more responsive than any other Ghost that I've run in. All in all, I'm pretty surprised with how the shoe is running, but we've got another couple of miles to do, so we're going to get those miles done, get back to the studio, and then we're going to wrap this video up with a quick conclusion. We'll see you there. Well, that was a super positive run out there today. Firstly, body and legs felt great, and probably the best they've felt since running quite a lot of mileage in a short space of time, which is a great thing because I'm going to be lining up on the start line of the brilliant Centurion South Downs Way 100 in just over 2 weeks, and super excited to be taking on the 100-mile distance again. And we managed to get in just over 8 miles in the new Brooks Ghost, and the shoes perform well, and if I'm honest, they actually performed a lot better than I was expecting after trying them on indoors. I've always found over the years that Brooks know how to put together a comfortable upper, and it's no different with these. So a really good level of padding in that tongue and around that ankle collar, but I also got a great lockdown around my midfoot and in the heel, and that hasn't always been the case with Brooks shoes. Sometimes I do find them a bit too wide or a bit too deep at the midfoot, and trying to achieve that lockdown has been tricky, but hasn't been the case with the Ghost 16. So all in all, a very comfortable, great fitting upper. So no complaints at all when it comes to the upper department, and I've also liked the feel of this new midsole update. So this DNA LOFT 3 cushioning gave me a nice comfortable feel underfoot straight out of the box. However, I would say in the world of super soft running shoes these days, maybe it is slightly firmer than some of the other neutral daily trainers that are on the market. However, that's not in a bad way, because you know, you haven't got that super crazy deep stack height of squishy soft cushioning. So I felt nice and connected, nice and planted, and for a neutral running shoe, the Ghost 16 felt very stable underfoot. But the biggest improvement when it comes to this new midsole setup for me has to be the weight. So with it being a nitrogen injected foam, it does make that midsole lighter, which improves the overall weight of the shoe. Now, weighing in at 281 grams in a UK 9.5, it's not the lightest neutral daily trainer out there, but because it is so well balanced, it does feel and run a lot lighter than that. I also found that this new DNA LOFT 3 foam is nice and flexible, so good flex of the midfoot and in the toe. And you know, you put all those things together, I personally feel that that makes the 16 probably the most nimble and responsive Ghost to date. The only thing that I would think about changing with the new Ghost, and this is just personal to me, and that is the 12mm heel offset. I'm not a fan of a high heel, and 12 millimeters is about as high as it gets in a running shoe, and I tend to spend most of my time running in an 8mm or below, and I would say a 5 to 6mm heel offset is perfect for me. However, saying that, you know, it didn't feel crazy high out there on the run, and I have run in 12mm drop shoes before where you really notice that heel and it's very dominant, and that wasn't the case in the Ghost 16 today. But I would still like a slightly lower heel offset on the shoe. So wrapping up with a quick conclusion after my first run, and I think Brooks have done a really good job with all the new updates to the Ghost 16. I think if you really enjoyed the Ghost before, then you're going to really get on with this latest version. But I also think now it's a bit lighter, a bit more balanced, it feels a bit more responsive. It might also appeal to runners that didn't get on with previous versions. I think it's a pretty solid, dependable, neutral daily trainer, especially for those runners out there that are just not getting on with this crazy deep stack heighted, super soft, bouncy, squishy, cushioning running shoe world that we live in at the moment, because the Ghost 16 is going to give you that slightly firmer, more stable feeling platform to run off. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, the release date is the 31st of May, and in true Brooks style, there is lots of colorways to choose from when the shoe releases. I think there's actually 6 color options for men and for women, and we should have some different width options as well. So lots of choice when it comes to Brooks's very popular neutral daily trainer. So that brings another first impressions video to an end here at Run4Adventure. Really hope you enjoyed it, really hope you found it helpful. I've left a link to the Ghost 16 in the description below in case you want to find out any more information. But if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe if you haven't already. All the good stuff, because it is a real big help to the channel. We've actually got some very exciting shoes heading to Run4Adventure HQ as I speak, and they're from new brands to the channel, and they're shoes that you guys have been asking us to test and review. So keep your eyes peeled for that, or better than keeping your eyes peeled, hit that bell icon, because then you'll be notified when we upload any new exciting running content, and you won't miss those first impressions videos. But for now guys, thanks for watching, it's really appreciated. Thanks for all the support. We'll be back here very soon, and as always, stay safe and keep on running. And I also like the feel of this midsole update. So this DNA LOFT 3, and I have run in 12mm drop shoes before where that heel is super dominant and you really notice it. So, you know, that wasn't the case on the run in the Ghost. Super bouncy, soft, squishy shoes at the moment, because this is going to give you that slightly firmer base.